The world's most dangerous morning show.
Hey, what's your favorite Breakfast Club interview of all time? Maybe Ray J's crazy phoner? Maybe it's Jay-Z giving us his stamp of approval? Or Gucci Mane acting like the boogeyman? We got it all for you as we play back some of your favorite interviews right here on 5 Years with the Breakfast Club.
Here's another one of our most memorable interviews from 5 years of the Breakfast Club.
Joey Craddock.
Fat Joe.
There must be a fountain of youth that all OG NY rappers have found. Cause you, Nas, Jada, Kid Hov, y'all looking like y'all in y'all 20s.
You trying to live, man. You know what I'm saying?
So August 26th. August 26th, you got to report to prison for 4 months.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
For not paying taxes. So what happened? No accountant?
Well, what happened was, you know, I always had the same accountant for years, and his son was in a car accident. Like, he became a quadriplegic, so he retired. So they introduced me to a new accountant, and wiring him money to pay all my bills, my taxes. I'm asking him everything's all right. He says it's cool, this and that, right? He's doing everything. So one day I go get a card. So the guy was like, yo, you sitting down? I thought he was joking. He was like, it shows here none of your mortgages is paid, none of your cars is paid, none of this. So this is how we found out. So I call a dude up, and I was like, yo, my man, what's up? What's going on? I send you money every month. So he was like, no, buddy, don't kill my family. You know, he tried to get me on the phone.
Right.
He tried to get me on the phone talking about I'm going to kill you and all that, right? Now I'm like, hey, yo, my man, what's up?
Right.
So the next day, he paid everything off. Like years of not, you know, months and months of not paying it off. He paid it all off. So I already knew this is like some Ponzi scheme type dude or something. You know what I'm saying? Where they rob Peter to give the Paul. So we actually approached the IRS like, yo, they admitted it, like in court. Like, yo, he got effed. He got effed by his accountant. You know what I'm saying? But they feel like you as a leader of your household, you know, you supposed to be over everything that's going on. So you still get the blame. It ain't, you can't say it's the accountant's fault.
Right.
I paid them all their money back, you know, so I was thinking, you know, you paid them your money back.
That's what I always thought.
I
Why you
thought
still
that
got to
too.
do jail time? I don't understand that.
So you got to pay him and you still go to jail.
That makes no
I
sense
paid
to
him,
me.
B. Wound up spending like about $1,200,000, and you know.
Was a lot of that penalties?
I'm not Jay-Z or none of that. No, penalties is on top of that. So after you pay them off, they hit you with surprise.
Penalties.
Prosecutor was like, I know he's a nice guy. I know he gives to charity. I know he paid the money back. But do it for America. I was like, oh my God, we gone.
I mean, not for nothing. A lot of artists don't have $1 million to write a check to make sure that they all good.
Yeah, but that's not easy.
I know.
No, it's real in the field.
I know.
Nah, it's real in the field.
It's real in the
dudes
field.
come tap you on that song.
I know.
2013, yo, give me that ticket.
Now, after all the years that you and 50 Cent had so much animosity, and to finally, you know, under dire circumstances come together and not be enemies anymore, would you say that you two are, do you speak to each other?
You got to explain that, because I didn't see that coming in 1,000,001 years. I thought that when y'all got on stage, I said, this is going to be fireworks.
I'm a grown man, right? When a person passes that really saved my life, Chris Lighty literally saved my life. So I owe that to him, right? 50 Cent, he owes him a lot too. So they said do this award show for Chris Lighty, and I was like, let's go. The last thing I'm thinking is, I in no way was trying to be 50 Cent's friend.
Right.
I don't think now at this point in time too was the perfect time. You know, at the beginning I thought somebody was going.
Yeah, I thought so too. I would have bet on it.
1,000,000%, because I know we was jumping out the window. And if they were going to jump out, they were going to jump out the window too. So we're going to pay homage to Chris Lighty. Me, the respectful dude that I am, I'm going to be in my best behavior to go pay respects. I really don't want to be around 50 Cent. Somehow they put us performing back to some weird something that, you know, but when he came, I don't want to say nothing that doesn't salute 50 Cent, but he approached us with peace. That's it. There's no other way I could explain it.
Which is crazy, because he just got into an altercation with Gunplay.
No, but after too, like, I don't understand this guy. I was thinking maybe he was peaceful, and then they get into it. 3 minutes later, I said, yo, this guy's nuts, man. He don't want no peace, man, right? So he just came out the gate. Yo, peace. For Chris Lighty, right? So I'm like, you know, 50 Cent is crazy, right?
You didn't trust it?
No way in a million lifetimes, right? So I go on stage and we do the rehearsal. Somehow we end up next to each other, and then he just pulled his hand out and he was like, yo, peace, man. Chris Lighty, man, what's up? And from now on, It's peace.
It's like we're not friends, but we have no beef with each other. We good.
It's peace, man.
This Rewind.
We have Dr. Boyce Watkins in the building. Is there any way to protect yourself fully? And this is for everybody out there listening, whether you get in a car accident, because, they say insurance covers some, but it only covers up to a certain amount. I know in some areas they say that if your kid punches another kid, the family can actually sue you if that kid gets injured. Is there any way to possibly make sure that you're good regardless, that they can't take your money? Is that possible? Is there any way to do that?
There are ways to insure almost any type of risk. But you can't get everything insured all the time. Mm-hmm. Trust funds can be established for that. Okay. In fact, that was one of the things that I was thinking about in terms of athletes. See, when you talk about athletes going broke, for example, whether it's a lawsuit or just frivolous spending or whatever, right. I thought about it and I said, people think of it in extremes. They think either you have to be a fool with your money or you have to be stingy with your money. Mm-hmm. I think you can find a nice medium that works. Look, find somebody that you trust, maybe a mother or a financial advisor or whatever, and set up a trust fund where they have the right to take, say, 10 to 15% of your income every month. Almost like a tax or tithe. You're tithing to yourself, if you want to think of it that way, and have them put it in the trust fund where you can't touch that money till you're 35 or 40, and let that money grow over time. Right. And then even if you blow the other 85%, even if you spend like a complete idiot, you'll still be set for life. Your children will be set for life. You see, a man does not just provide for his children while he's here. He provides for his children after he's gone. Same thing for a good mother. If you're to the point where your children have to beg and hold a car wash to bury you, that really means you didn't do your job.
The car wash.
Seriously, you see it all the time. People taking up collections to pay for somebody's funeral. And my first thought is, life insurance does not cost that much. Right. I talked to my daughter about this yesterday, and I said, babe, I said, if I died, it would probably be very sad for you, but at least you would feel better because you'd probably be rich. You'd have plenty of money, because I made sure that I took care of certain things. So those are just little things that people can do. And you don't have to get to the point where you are just a miser with your money. In fact, if I told people to be misers with their money, I'd be inauthentic, because that's not how I've ever lived in my entire life.
What about the majority of us who have bills to pay, we're in debt, but we do want to save up some money somehow and invest in a 401k or a Roth IRA, but we have these high interest credit card bills that we have to pay, and we don't have anything extra coming in. We don't have money saved up in case we lose our job and all of that. What do you say to that? Are we still supposed to be trying to invest in that even though we have high interest credit cards to pay out?
Well, paying off a high interest credit card is a good investment, because right there you're saving a lot of interest, because credit cards charge you a lot of money. But so I think that should be part of your strategy. But at the same time, what's really most important is settling that first need, which is security. Just making sure that if something goes wrong, you're going to be okay. So having that emergency fund for the last 3 to 6 months should be a primary objective. Because sometimes you can have your debt paid down and be okay financially, maybe have some good investments. But if you don't have access to cash right away, that could put you in a really bad situation. So I think access to cash is very important. High interest credit card debt, obviously not a good thing. A lot of people are getting murdered by student loan debt, which has actually led me to even question whether or not everybody should be aiming for college as their only path to economic success. Now, to more specifically answer your question, if I'm struggling, I'm barely getting by, barely paying bills, I would analyze every single expense that I have every single month and think about something that you could do differently that would allow you to save a little bit, right? Because we tend to find money for the things that we want. If we want to go to the movies, we find the money to go to the movies. Well, a person that saves just $5 or $10 a day will be in a much better financial situation 5-10 years from now than somebody who saves nothing, right? So a lot of times when we say we don't have the money, I kind of look at people and say, well, if you got a job, you probably have the money somewhere. There are probably things you spend money on that you could cut back on a little bit. I would say that that's the first step that you have to do, is some serious self-reflection, because our society trains us. We have corporations that hypnotize us into believing that we need things that we actually just want. There's a whole art to that. There's a whole market to that. Even also social media. Social media, they work with psychologists to find ways to addict you to Facebook and all that other stuff. Well, corporations find ways to addict you or to get you to engage in what they call impulsive spending. Just spending without thinking about it. So you got to be careful about that.
What do you think about 529 plans?
529 plans for education, I think that they're fine. I think
explain to people what a 529 plan is, because I'm sure some people don't know what a 529 plan is.
You know, I'm not an expert on 529s, but basically it's something that you set up to pay for college. You know, you start saving, and then they set parameters where you can afford to go to whatever school you want to go to, or the money grows over time. And I think some sort of college fund is very, very important. But I think that in the world that we live, we have to really. It doesn't mean you don't go to college, because I went to college, so I wouldn't tell people not to go, because college is a lot of fun too. But
a lot of girls in college,
and yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to tell them myself, but what I'll say though is you have to really reassess it, because the cost of college, I know student loan debt, I think, has quadrupled in the last 10 years.
We know.
Some universities are literally financially raping the public. And you got students out here that spend $100,000 to go to school that are selling shoes.
Talking behind the scenes, you and Big Pun allegedly threw a bottle at Jay. You and Pun.
No.
What club was that? All right.
That was not a club. Listen, what I'm saying to you, rest in peace, Big Pun. Stop, Envy. What that allegedly took place was at a very young time in my life.
So you was part of it.
No, what allegedly.
Okay, we said
right?
allegedly.
We said everybody's cool, right? So, but what I'm saying, it got to a point where New York, you know, everybody was strong. So let's just say Rough Riders was strong, Rockefeller, Terrorist Squad, this one, that one, and then everybody just start warring with each other. And that's how we made it so that everybody else could sneak up on New York and take the baton.
Whatever happened to Terror Squad? Because you guys, like you said, you guys were strong, from Tony Sunshine to Remy Ma to Cuban Links.
Listen,
and
and is there still a Terror Squad?
It seemed like it crumbled. What made it crumble?
It didn't crumble. What happened is some people born with it, some people not. A lot of the guys of the Terror Squad were lazy. Big Pun would rhyme in his sleep. He was amazing. A lot of the guys we put down because they was his mans. So, all right, Pun, you get on. You know how I go. Pun, you get on. We'll put your mans down. You know what I'm saying? Remy, she worked hard. She was nice. She did everything. If she, and God bless her, because I wish her the best. She has a kid and all that. But she, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like Nicki Minaj's hairstylist. That was Remy's hairstylist first. Anybody you named this fly, we put him down with her, but she was cursing them out and kicking them out. Like, we got her the best of the best of the best, but she was just like, wild for the night. The one thing I'm going to say about the Cuban Link guy, I spent $1 million. I lost my label deal because of this guy. I spent $1,800,000 on his album.
Damn.
$1,800,000. I put Pink on his album. He had every big person, Neptunes, whatever. It just didn't pop. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes pops, it don't pop. But at the same time, while I was telling you about my determination, is you gotta want it. DJ Khaled, I gave him a shot glass, and boy, he went and got the whole ocean.
Absolutely.
There's people who want it, and there's other people. We call them miserably comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Great
I'm not
term.
miserably comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
How often do you sit around and daydream if Pun was alive, how the game would be?
I don't know. That type of stuff hurts me. You know what I'm saying? Anything that hurts me, I just try to block it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of pain in my life where I got, you know, I have pictures in my mother's house where it's 14 dudes in the picture. I'm the only one alive. That's painful. So when I start thinking about what it would have been with Pun, what it would have been, obviously he's a genius. He was incredible. He was one of my best friends ever. He was a loyal guy. He was a beautiful person. I'm not just saying that because people, you know, when somebody died, they just say that. He's sort of like me. If I said I gave my hand to 50 Cent, it's over, it's over. Pun was like, all right, you put me on, let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. We brothers. The loyalty and the brotherhood with Big Pun, I haven't found that nowhere. I miss that fact.
You seem like an unbiased person, so Pun or Biggie? That's a conversation we have a lot.
Oh, man, two different worlds, man. Two different things.
Not really, though, because they could do the same thing. Street records, party records.
I can't say that because, you know, Biggie, I mean, just to keep it, you trying to get me killed, man.
That's just a conversation we have.
I can't say that. I can't say that. Let's just say we took the Biggie blueprint.
Did you ever do a record with Biggie? That was a big rumor at one time that there was
Me
a
and
record
Biggie was doing an album together. When he had beef with Tupac and all of them, me and Biggie talked every single day. Every single day on the phone. When he started hanging out with Jay-Z and all that, I knew, yo, I'm hanging out with my man Jay. Like, you know, me and Biggie been friends for a long time. Like, so he stepped to me. He was like, yo, check this out. You the Puerto Rican Don. And I'm the Black Don. And we could just, and Puffy was like, yo, if you want to do it, Big, let's do it. So we actually recorded like 4 songs.
I heard, where's those records?
You think Big joint, right?
Biggie, they never came out.
Never came out. It was 4 records. We were trying to get them.
We was doing them.
We had those records, man. We tried to steal those records. We tried to get in the studio during those times to get those records.
You and
Me and
Clue?
Absolutely. We could never get those records.
You never had to hang Envy or Clue over a roof for stealing your joints?
I used to help Clue all the time.
With his beefs?
Biggie want to kill Clue with the gun in his hand. With Tupac. Nigga, like, Biggie and Tupac. Like, yo, where's Clue? I don't know. Yo, Clue, get out of here. Like, we was talking Biggie out of it.
We'll be back with more of your favorite interviews. Keep it locked to 5 years of The Breakfast Club.
The Prince of pissing people off, the ruler rubbing you the wrong way, the architect of aggravation. And here's another one of our most memorable interviews from 5 years of The Breakfast Club.
It's a Breakfast Club, and we got a special guest in the building this morning.
Yes, the young man who has taken Justin Timberlake's spot in this music game.
That's right. He goes by the name of Justin Bieber.
Biebs.
What's going on, Bieber?
Good.
No, wait, Charlamagne, don't get crazy because they said you can't get crazy till he's 19.
What you talking about? He's 18. He's legal. JB's good to go.
Yeah, they said 19.
We can have grown conversation with JB now. JB's 18 now.
Now, first, Bieber, you got to clear up this situation right now. I asked my daughter if she wanted to come meet you. She said no. I said, why? Guys, why not? She said, Justin Bieber beats up his fans. I said, that's not true.
What?
That's what I said.
Oh, he's talking about the paparazzi that was taking pictures of you and Selena when y'all was leaving.
But she
the
thought
mall.
it was a fan.
She thought I just beat up my
Yes.
fans? Why would I beat up my fans?
I don't know. She watches too much TMZ. I don't know. She's only
I
10.
don't know. Yeah, I don't beat up my fans, so.
We see Madison. You see what you missed out on?
Yeah.
You know, personally, I said JB's been in the weight room. You know, he came to the ring with Floyd Mayweather and
That's right.
Triple H. He just wanted to try some new moves on the paparazzi. You just wanted to try your fighting skills out real quick.
No, definitely not.
And when I saw that, I was like, I didn't like that. I was like, that's like the equivalent of Omarion being with MMG.
That is not.
You with the money team.
To Justin Bieber.
What does that have anything
What are you
to do
talking about? Omarion and Justin Bieber? Are you serious?
Let Justin
Are you
talk, please.
serious?
Let Justin
no,
talk.
Gotta talk. Omarion?
Let Justin talk.
No, he felt like he related to Floyd. Tell us about you and Floyd Mayweather.
Well, I mean, Floyd, we started talking like a while ago, and basically he asked me to come to the fight and asked me to walk him to the ring and stuff, and so I did, and it was crazy.
Have you spoken to him while he's in jail?
I haven't spoken to him since he's been in, but right before he hit me up and he was like, you know, I'm really proud of what you've been doing. Keep it up. And you know, I sent him a text, be strong, and yeah, so hopefully he's doing well.
Now, we got a new album out. Now, explain this album a little bit, because the first single is very hip-hop influenced, very urban.
Well, yes. The album is.
I mean, the album
Didn't I tell you stay away from these Negroes, Justin? Didn't I tell you stay away from these Negroes?
Is the album doing well, bro?
Yes, it is.
It's actually going to have
the best-selling record of the year.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Shut you
Yeah.
right up.
You really think I'm going to listen to you, man?
You're right. Okay.
Yeah, Charlamagne's not the one to be giving advice
Not
on
at all.
anyone's what they should do with their career.
I told Kenny this, Kenny's Justice Security. I told him this last night. I said, yo, you know what, man? I downloaded Justin Bieber's album, but I'm still a real nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, Justin Bieber,
Because you downloaded it free.
hold on. He put
No,
on
I
Twitter,
bought it.
Justin, he put on Twitter that he was cleaning his gun
Yeah.
while listening to Justin Bieber.
Because I got a root canal yesterday, so I took a painkiller and I was cleaning my gun listening to your album.
Nice.
Now, I also read that you and Mark Wahlberg are planning to go full steam ahead with this movie, this basketball movie that you guys are doing together.
Yeah, we're figuring it out. We're getting the script right, and we should be shooting it soon enough.
A basketball movie, it's 4 or 5.
I bet you I'd surprise you if you stood up. I bet you I'd be like almost your height, bro.
I definitely agree
You
with you.
guys look about the same. He is taller than you.
Yeah, bro. So
You little smurf.
Hey,
You little
down.
smurf. He's taller than you.
JB.
And FYI, Mark
God.
Wahlberg's not that tall either, okay?
What?
Mark Wahlberg's not that tall
No,
either.
he's not. So I mean, it's about like basically. Like we're going into like this basically an urban neighborhood, and we come in there, us white boys, and we just take over. So it's really dope.
Nice. White Man Can't Jump Part 2.
That don't sound like a movie. That sounds like life.
Here. Now, how's the love life, Justin Bieber? Things still
Life
pretty good?
Everything's good, yeah, man.
Everything is all right.
Listen, Justin, I don't want you to grow up and think about all the chicks you didn't bang at 18 because you were in a committed relationship. You know what I mean?
Goodness, bro, come on.
Take advantage, man.
What do you want him to do?
every girl in Hollywood.
Stop that. I think
are you talking about?
I think they're a great couple. I think they look good together. They obviously love each other very much. And I think it's inspirational for other people. Look at people like Charlamagne's age. He's not the happiest guy.
Who's not happy?
He's 45 years old.
I'm not 40. I'm 31 years old, and I'm out here banging everything.
About
I'm
46.
enjoying my life.
And then he comes in here and he doesn't know if he got something sometimes.
I've never had an
Bitches.
STD in my life. Justin.
But you never got the results of any AIDS test you ever took.
I've taken a couple HIV tests, never went back for the results. Have you had HIV tests yet?
Oh, come on!
I'm just asking, in general.
I think I'm good on that area.
Cool. You got a lot of rap features on this album. You got Sean on it,
You got
Drake,
Ludacris,
Luda.
2
Nicki.
Chainz, Mac Miller on the roof,
Nicki.
boyfriend, Nicki.
Yeah.
Is that your way of like adopting a little black baby? Because real famous people, they adopt little black babies. You just do songs.
I just do songs. No,
Stupid, yo. Stupid.
that's not it at all. No, but no, I just like, I've been, ever since I was young, I mean, my dad and my mom both influenced me into hip-hop music, so being able to incorporate that within my music is just something that I like to do.
Who does Justin Bieber like musically?
Musically, I've been listening to a lot of Big Sean. Big Sean's been killing like
He's
every
dope.
song.
He stepped up his lyrics a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
Justin, I just want to say I'm very glad you did not listen to Charlamagne and did not take his advice, because this is going to be your best-selling album
Thank you.
to date, probably in the first week, and we absolutely love it.
No, it's not. It's not the first best-selling album.
No, it's going to be one of his,
Is it?
It
as
will-
far as
it will
numbers,
be,
yeah,
is what
it will
she's
be.
saying.
Oh, okay.
As far as
trying to
the
make
first
it look
week
bad.
sales.
Come on, I got you.
Yeah, come on.
But
Thank
at the end
you.
of the day, it's cool to, dibble and dabble in the urban music, but don't lose sight of what got you where you are.
Definitely. No, what got me here is what got me here, and that's what I stay true to. But what got me here was adding those little flavors of, what I like, and that happens to be hip hop. So, yeah.
It is good to do records with him. Just don't hang with him. 'Cause
Oh,
eventually
stop
Nick will get you arrested. Trust me, Justin.
Well,
Jay,
just don't go to the
JB.
clubs with them. You don't
Yes.
need nobody throwing bottles at you.
Yes, you see,
just-
come on. Chris Brown and Drake throwing bottles at each other. You don't need that in your
Yeah.
life. Nah, you don't want to get arrested.
Just stay.
yeah, leave it. Let's do records with him and that's it.
Bieber, see, this is why I know when it's big. When my goddaughter, who are black, from the hood, call me and say, Justin Bieber's album is coming out. I know he's coming up to the station. Please, they've been here since 6 o'clock this morning. Wait,
Yeah.
they're in the back, so they want
Oh,
pictures.
gosh.
I mean,
Okay.
listen, the album is actually really dope.
You get sentimental on us?
Listen, I'm still a real nigga, whether I listen to Justin Bieber or not, okay? My goon stripes is official out here in the streets, okay?
5 years of interviews. That was a fan favorite right there. Keep it locked for more right here on The Breakfast Club.
It's our guy. Now listen, what do we want the public to call you? Scaff Beezy, SB Stunt, Safari, what is it?
You call me Safari or SB.
SB, what's up, sir?
What up?
Well, let's start and tell the people, who you are.
Yeah, because I'm not used to you being in front of the mic. Usually
Yeah.
when you come in this room.
Well, the first time we seen Scaff Beezy, we seen him as
Safari,
Nicki
he just
Minaj's-
said Safari or SB, and then you
All
go
right,
to
well, we seen SB as
Nicki Minaj's
hype man.
We didn't know what he was really. Was he
know-
the shooter? Well, we didn't know what he was.
He was
what,
all of the above.
Yeah,
what were you to Nicki Minaj?
everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, decisions weren't made without me. That was my soulmate. That wasn't like somebody I was just working with. So people thought, I was just a hype man or whatever. Nah. Me and her were the ones calling all the shots.
So let's start before that. So you were with Nicki before she got signed, before she got her deal. How'd you
Yeah.
meet Nicki?
We were in a group together.
What was the name of the group?
It's called the Hood Stars.
The Hood Stars.
Okay.
The group thing, we did the group thing for like 2 years. It didn't really work out.
Mm-hmm.
She branched out, did her solo thing, packed up 2 cars, moved to Atlanta.
You went with her?
Yeah.
So you was with her when she was in Atlanta with Gucci and
Yeah.
Deb and all of them?
Yeah, we just started, bubbling from there.
Were you guys dating when you were in a group together, or was it a strictly business thing that turned into more than that?
No, we were friends at first, and then turned into a relationship. Friends for like a year and a half first.
Mm-hmm.
Then the relationship started.
How hard is it to, play your position and put your career on the back burner to support somebody else?
It wasn't hard at all, because I'm not going to act like that's what I wanted to be so bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like we was in a rap group together. Yeah, I rapped with her. I just enjoyed entertainment. So whether I was in the front of the mic or playing the back with her, I just enjoyed entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
You executive produced her albums.
I remember when the Pink Friday album came out, and in the credits, Nicki thanked you and said that y'all were one, and that you were one of the most talented people she'd ever met in her life, and one day the world was going to see, which is a sharp contrast to now where she's saying you're corny and have no talent.
Yeah, I would never do anything publicly to try to like pull her down. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever happens between me and her one-on-one, it is what it is. That's personal, and I would never put that out there. I could be out here telling a million stories and doing cornball, you know what I'm saying, cornball shit like that, but I'm not gonna do that. I never would do that, and I never plan on doing that. So, you know, it's like, I just think it's crazy for her to come out now and try to be pulling me down, you know what I'm saying, try to say I'm corny. Like, I don't care who you with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I want you to move on because I'm moving on. I walked away from the situation, you know what I'm saying?
So you broke up with Nikki.
Right.
I walked away. I'm not gonna say I broke up, but I walked away. I'm the one who packed my stuff and I left. You know what I'm saying?
What made you decide to leave?
It just got to the point where, like, the respect was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Now, what kind of respect? You mean like go get my bags type of respect, or was it just you know, I don't want to get too deep into all of that, but it's just like, you know, everyone around her works for her, you know? So it got to the point where it was like, I'm your man. I'm who you go to sleep with every night. I'm who you wake up with every morning. It got to the point where I was being treated like an employee instead of like her man. You know what I'm saying? And it just got to the point where after a while, I'm like, all right, this is... Why did y'all keep the relationship so secret? I mean, the industry knew, everybody around knew, but...
Yeah, I always wonder why she never claimed the relationship publicly, but she claimed the breakup publicly.
I really don't understand that myself because, you know what I'm saying? To me, I used to be like, there's no way people really don't know. And if you don't know, it's like you either just want to be naive, you're just stupid, living in a fairy world. You know what I'm saying? So I just never understood that.
But you played the position better than most men out there, you know, because we spoke before about, you know, relationships and the fact that, you know, when Nikki, she would see Wayne, she would kiss Wayne on the lips. And it never seemed like it bothered you, or when she kissed Nas, or when she gave Drake a lap dance, or even the song Only.
When Wayne said her man, who is she with? Because her man ain't hitting it right. Was you really there when that was recorded? I saw you.
Well, yeah, I'm saying as far as the Only song, you know, that's something that like people on the outside take more disrespect than I did. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I don't know, maybe I've been dealing with it for so long that it kind of seemed like the norm to me. So I don't know. It's just like, I got numb to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been dealing with so much craziness for like...
That stuff never bothered you, to kiss with Wayne and Nas? That never...
lap dance with Drizzy?
Nah, because it's like, I'm telling you, like, I really just was like so numb to all of that. Nobody can't do nothing that's going to hurt me and make me just be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I could probably feel a way about it, whatever, now I'll get over it and it is what it is and I'll just keep on moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it's a career thing. It's an acting thing. Like she's playing a role, doing things.
Yeah.
And just like people make music and it might not necessarily be them living that life. They're just saying things for effect and to, you know.
Yeah.
But did you ever feel like you was, like maybe y'all was selling your souls just a little bit? Because you like, yo, you ain't got to kiss him. You know what I mean?
I definitely feel like there was some stuff that didn't have to be done, you know? But it is what it is, you know?
Now, also, the Meek Mill, like, is, I guess, rumored that she's dating Meek now. And I actually thought that you introduced her to Meek. You know, I seen the bike when he was doing a bike video. You brought her out there, and even one of my birthday parties, everybody was all there. Did you introduce Meek to her?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? If that's what she decides to move on with, then it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not mad. I'm not bitter, because if I wanted to make it work, I could have made it work.
So why wouldn't you make it work? Because that's the first thing everybody says.
But of course,
you was with us since you was so young. You know, they gonna throw the money. She's got millions. Like, why would you try to make it work? Obviously, she still loves you.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Fame and money, you can't put a price on peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Because people on the outside looking in, they be like, man, you out of your mind. You better get your girl back. And all this, you know what I'm saying? But
I
called you one day and told you that. When I heard her on Angie crying, I was like, Scav,
I called him too.
Call that girl, bro. Make that right. And she said on Angie that y'all would have been together right now if it wasn't for the industry. If it wasn't for the industry, y'all would have been married with kids by now.
Yeah, probably. But, you know, I ain't even, like, as far as doing interviews and even talking about this, I never planned on talking about nothing. But to publicly try to pull me down, that's just when I'm like, yo, you getting ridiculous. I don't publicly try to pull you down in no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, all I've done was uplift you publicly. When I'm going and putting tattoos of your face all over my body and showing the world, like, I don't care that, you know what I'm saying? I think you're the most amazing person you are at what you do. I would say that to her when it was just me and her, and I would say it on a stage in front of 20,000 people, make some noise for the best female rapper alive. You know what I'm saying? I don't take that away from her. You want to, like, acknowledge people that are trying to pull me down publicly and agree with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like the other day Duval tweeted you, and he was tweeting about you and saying that he thought you was corny, and she's like, Duval's right. He is corny. You try to hide people's weaknesses from others when you love them? Like, how does that make you feel?
That was the thing that made me say I gotta say something, because she can take a picture with whoever she wants. She can get married tomorrow and be pregnant the next day, and I will wish her nothing but the best. But when you try to like pull me down and discredit what I've done for you, like, that's what's weak to me. You know what I'm saying? Don't say, oh, I don't have no talent. Because every time it came to writing raps and doing music, it was me, her, and a beat. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't do it by herself. It's me and her. So it's like, don't discredit me on what I've done for you. Like, that's weak. I would never do that to her.
All right, well, hold on. We got more with Scaff Beezy. When we come back, I want to know how involved you were with her project, all right? Scaff Beezy in the building. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on. NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We have Scaff Beezy, SB Stunts, SB Safari, Nicki Minaj's ex-boyfriend here. Now, when you rap and she raps, your flow sound very similar. So did you actually help her write? Flow sound similar.
Of course.
So how, at the BET Awards, she like kind of like shit on people for not writing, but she didn't write 100% herself?
I think a lot of artists don't, though. I mean, people.
Everybody gets help.
Right. I'm in the studio with you. You give her a line, give her some ideas. I think it's probably hard for anybody to write everything all the time.
Yo, everybody gets help. And there's nothing wrong with getting help. When I'm in the studio and I'm working on stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'll be with my man, with my producer. His name's Travis Crates. Yeah, you should say this. Like, everybody gets help from everybody.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying?
There's
like,
a difference between getting help and we writing together. There's a difference between, yo, Scaff, add this, and then you doing the verse. Because, you know, when I listen to you release a bunch of songs and your tones, your mannerisms, your flow is same as Nicki's.
And people can't tell if you're biting Nicki or if you were the originator of that style.
Yo, I'm not saying I'm biting. I'm not saying I'm the originator. All I'm saying is this is something me and her did together. You know what I'm saying? And
you
that
guys
don't
influenced each other.
And that don't take away from what she's done. Like, she's still the top of her league. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody better than her.
Now, let me ask you financially. And the reason I ask this is when you're with a girl or you're with your wife or you're with your wifey or somebody you consider wife, you don't care about finances. You know what I mean? So that she was Nicki. So, of course, she made the money. But now that you're not with her, do you still get your share? Do you still get your part? Do you still cut that bank because you roll?
Because you're sitting here in a ferret vest. You look like you're getting a lot of money, bro.
A lot of jewelry.
You got on pinky rings, a lot of jewelry.
But like, how does
See
that
you
work?
on TMZ,
Because
all
you're
kind
no
of
longer with
cars.
her, but you help make her. You know what I mean? But, you know, so how does that buck stop? Because it's not like you're married and y'all divorced and you could take half, she could take half, you know what I mean? But
is there paperwork? Because I saw that you said that you were just trying to go ahead and get what you deserve to get.
you wouldn't do paperwork with your wife, though. You know what I mean? Like,
but you're
that's
saying
the
now,
whole thing.
I read somewhere now that you are trying to go back and make sure that legally, whatever you're supposed to get, you're supposed to get. Are you in the process of doing that, or is that done?
Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, what is fair is fair. And, like, you can't take away things that I've contributed, you know? As far as that, it's like, I'm not out here, like, worrying about how I'm gonna get my next meal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, we know that, Scaff. That chain is about, that's over
You can
100.
sell
Sell the jury and you'll be fine.
You know,
if it gets to that.
When people are on Twitter on the blogs and they're like, "Oh, he's spending up Nicki's money. He's doing."
let me tell you that thing right there. I've been through a lot growing up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to see my moms get beat by my pops every single night, dragged by her hair across the hallway, and I would have to watch that. So I just gotten so numb to, like, just all of that type of BS. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when people just try to say, "Oh, gonna take back your cars," "Oh, gonna kick you out," and all this, like, yo, everything that I have, we got together. So if I say I want to go and buy something and I'm gonna buy it or whatever, I bought it with my money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't have to go up to her and say, "Hey, can you buy me this, please? Oh, I see this bike I like. Can you buy me this bike?" Nah, it don't work like that.
Because, I mean, you're writing, you're helping pick the beats, so you're a producer as well.
Exactly.
But did you have paperwork? Like, were you getting your publishing? Are you getting, is that taken care of? Or is it a situation where you thought y'all were going to be together forever? You never bothered to do that. So now it's like, I don't know, we got to work this out.
You're just trying to make sure you wasn't getting an allowance. That's what you're trying to make sure.
There's paperwork with some situations, you know, like the Pink Friday productions. It's only me and her who own that, you know?
You talk about your moms and your dads getting into a beefing. There was a situation a long time ago, I'm not sure where it was, in a hotel, where she called 911 and there was rumors that you and her got into an altercation and you beat her. Was any of that true?
Nah. Hell no. I would never hit her.
She probably beat you because she's a Caribbean woman. Caribbean women do not play at all.
When they said she also busted up the car and everything, but then there was nothing you could do about it because it was her property. in her
That's
name.
not- that's not true.
Hearing that story.
All my cars, everything I got is in my name.
But did she bust the windows or something?
You know Nikki busted
Scav was like, damn, I just paid that bill. Now, Nikki didn't want you to rap either. Now, I always wondered, you think she didn't want you to rap because y'all do sound so similar, so if people heard you, it would start being suspicions that you probably did help her write her music?
No, she just wanted me to be her support system. And, you know, I can't blame her for that. But, you know, I just feel like I was getting to the point, you know, in this past year, as a person outside of her, I just feel like I lost myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And even now, like, not being in a relationship, it's like learning how to walk and crawl again, you know?
That's what she said. On Angie, so she was like, I don't know how I'm going to live without this person.
Yeah, like, that's not just something to say. That's really what it is.
She cried, bro.
I'm saying.
She cried.
But
That's
you know
me.
what, Safari, let's talk about this a little bit, because there always has been rumors that you cheated on her and that she caught you cheating, and there's even, like, you know, women now coming forward and saying he was doing this with porn stars and doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, was there truth to you cheating and getting caught?
Nah, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I do admit that. But, like, you know, what the girl is saying, there's no truth to that. Like, the girl that they said I was messing with, like, she had to call up a radio station and say he was there, but that didn't happen. Any girl would love to be able to come up off that type of story and give that type of info and say that they messed with me. You know what I'm saying?
So Nikki does not think you cheated on her. That's not part of what the problem is.
Nah, our problem is, it's not even really about cheating. It's just about, you know what I'm saying, outgrowing each other, and just, she may feel like I don't respect her. I may feel like she doesn't respect me, and it is what it is.
But what changed though? Because I mean, y'all had to be fine. Y'all were good at first. So what changed the relationship? Was it money? Was it the fame? What was it?
I don't think it was money, and I don't think it was fame. I just think, you know, like, when you're that big of a brand, it's like you're a walking and breathing, living corporation. So it's like you always kind of got to be on. So it was like to the point where if we go out, I can't even hold your hand. I can't put my arm around you. And I'm an affectionate dude. I like to have my arm around my chick, and you know what I'm saying?
You're a Cancer like me, bro. I understand.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I want to be outside and be like, I'm with my chick. I don't want to have to be walking a couple steps behind you or a couple steps away from you and acting like you're not my girl. And then after a while, that, like, could put a strain on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that definitely did something to me, you know?
How did that conversation even go? Like, look, Safari, I'm signed to Young Money now. I'm popping. We can't act like we're in a relationship no more.
No, because even before all of that, we still were very discreet about our relationship.
I understand that sometimes people think it's not marketable to
Yeah,
say, okay,
exactly.
I have a man.
I was
then
cool with
guys
that.
feel a little, you know, weird about it. Girls feel weird. They want to make you feel like she's accessible, she's single, is sexy. Maybe, you know, as a brand, guys do it too. I can't put it out there that I'm in a relationship because then people aren't going to find me, you know.
You're in a relationship?
No, I'm just saying that's how people look at
Hey, you plotting, bro?
No.
You really single now, huh? You plotting?
All right, well, we got more with Scav Bees, and when we come back, don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Safari, SB Stunts, Nicki Minaj's ex-boyfriend, Nayi.
Did see you on video out and about on a date, you know, which I'm sure is something that caused some back and forth. Did you feel like it was a little soon to be publicly out, or do you not care?
I don't feel like it was soon because, you know, we've been not together for some time now, whether y'all knew it or not. You know what I'm saying?
What's sometime?
Probably about 4 months, maybe, probably like 4 months.
That's light, man.
I saw you
Y'all
at the
might get back together.
iHeart Radio Festival. Are you guys together then? Because you weren't with her backstage, which we thought was a little weird.
It was, I'm not gonna lie, I just went to just watch.
Because I was like, why is Safari in the audience and not backstage with Nicki? We seen you in the audience.
So y'all
I was
weren't
like,
on talking, speaking terms then?
We were.
You still love that girl, man.
Of course he does.
Of course I do. I'm not up here saying I don't love her and I hate her. She's, you know what I'm saying?
It
That's
just
my
can't work.
soulmate.
And
We just can't be together.
Wait, hold on. That's your soulmate, but you can't be together? Now if that's your soulmate.
This is my thing what I find corny. The only thing I find corny is the fact that y'all never claimed each other publicly, but she claims to break up publicly, and the fact she's kicking your back and calling you corny and stuff. That's not how you hold somebody down that's been with you for 14 plus years. As a friend, boyfriend, whatever. That's the only thing that bothers me.
And you guys have like I'm sure that you're really tight with her family. She's really tight with your family. Do your families feel like we need y'all to get back together? Does she still talk to your family? Do you still talk to hers?
She just hit my mother up on Friday. I still speak to her mother. I'm never ever gonna come sideways or disrespect her moms or nothing like that, you know?
What does her mom say to you? Is she like, come on, just talk to
She wants us to come to respectable terms because it's like,
y'all look crazy out here.
If you go back and look, you don't see me publicly doing anything to play her. That's like me all of a sudden I'm gonna go out and start trying to work with Lil' Kim. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you did follow Iggy and Little Kim on.
Nah, that's not true.
Okay, it's not true.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah,
That wasn't real. That was fake.
Nah, man.
So what will it take for y'all to get back together, and could it happen? If she called you right now and said, Scav, I apologize. I was acting like an ass. I want to work this out. I'm going to change. I'm not going to be the same old Nikki. Let's get back to 2000 when we were happy writing in a little studio in Queens and Brooklyn.
Because I think she probably just dating Meek to make you jealous. Or acting like she dating Meek.
That's a good situation for somebody. Anyone who gets to deal with her, that's a come up for them, you know? So it is what it is.
But you couldn't get
But
back with her.
I don't look at her and be like, wow, she's so big and so famous. I need to have her in my life. I don't care about that. You could be the president of the world. If you don't respect me and it's to the point where I'm like, I can't deal with it no more, I'm not going to put up with it no more. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying I'm the victim and she's the abuser. You know what I'm saying? There's stuff that she may feel like she didn't like the way that I may have handled myself, you know what I'm saying? In the privacy of our own home and stuff like that. But, you know, it's just the whole, like, trying to pull me down publicly. I just can't deal with that. I'm not gonna be out here doing 100 interviews. I never plan on doing an interview. I had top magazines hitting me up, offering me covers for exclusive interviews. Top talk shows offering me to be on a talk show to do interviews. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. But then it's like when you trying to now, all of a sudden I'm corny. Don't do that. Because I'm not going to come out and say, oh, you're ugly now. We're not together, so now I think you're ugly. I'm going to keep it real.
Well, you know what made me nervous? And I was calling you like crazy. You posted something on Instagram, man, and I guess the world took it as you were over with Nikki and you were about to commit suicide.
Yeah, that was the rumor on TMZ that you was suicidal.
And in that time you changed your number, you wouldn't answer the phone. I was calling everybody from LA. I was like, man, get Scav on the phone. So were you ever thinking that way?
Did you ever think about killing yourself, Scav?
I definitely like have been in places where I feel like I don't want to be here anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Really? Well, leave me that jewelry then if you ever get this. I'm just saying. Jesus Christ.
Man. This guy is out of his mind. Oh, man.
No, but that's
I think everybody's felt like that before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not an easy thing to deal with. Like,
and then you have to see it all the time too. That's what makes it worse. I think that.
But now,
now
I'm happy. I'm at the point where I can see it and not be like bothered. Like before, it was hard for me to be like in the car listening to the radio and she would come on and you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm looking on Instagram and then I see memes and stuff like that, that used to really like, you know what I'm saying, get to me. But now it's like, I'm glad I'm at a point where it's like tunnel vision. It don't bother me no more.
I really don't understand why y'all would go back and forth or why she would be, because you know where the bodies are. Everything that people could say about her, you know the answer to it. So I didn't understand that. I thought maybe it's coming from a different place. Maybe it's misunderstood. I just didn't understand because you know where the bodies are.
Maybe she trusts that you would never kick her back in.
And I never would.
But you wouldn't think she would do it to you either, though.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I guess I thought wrong. We have over a decade of personal moments that if I wanted to be a cornball and do some shiesty, malicious, that I could do it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not even a thought. I would never do nothing like that.
Now, what about Meek? You and Meek was actually cool at one point. Like, I used to see y'all Instagram each other, videos of y'all on bikes, and he
don't owe me nothing. He's not a childhood friend I grew up with. If Nikki wanted to talk to you after me and her broke up, would you talk to her?
No.
All right, well. Are you in a relationship?
He's married.
All right, so.
Absolutely.
If you weren't in a relationship.
No. I wouldn't feel right. I talk to you. Like, that's not one.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You know, hey, it is what it is. Like.
And then for me, it would be like I was plotting on you the whole time. Like I'm kicking it with you, but I got eyes for your woman, and then now all of a sudden I'm with her. Like I couldn't do that.
But I take the approach that all the time I was with her. Like I knew everybody wanted her. I used to be there and have to watch dudes try to kick it to her and just not say nothing because.
And Meek was even tweeting about how he wanted her because we saw those old tweets come up.
Everybody tweets about her.
But the thing is, I remember the rumor that he was the one that actually was telling her that you were cheating on her and all of that. That was
what? What happened?
Blog sites.
Listen.
Hold on. Time out. Say that again, Angela Yee, please.
I mean, there were rumors that he was the one that was, dropping dime, that Nicki cheated. I mean, that he cheated on Nicki.
Was that the case?
I don't believe that.
Listen, me and her were together for me and her. Nobody else had anything to do with our situation. No one else had anything to do with where we are now.
So were there other artists calling her and telling her that you were doing things and
by any means
I know people do probably try to tell her stuff, but I don't know who, I don't know what, you know what I'm saying?
I would definitely expect that from Drake. Not me.
Man.
I can definitely see Drake saying.
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something though. As much as people want to think that I have such a problem with Drake, I don't really know Drake that well, but I like Drake. Drake is a respectable dude, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know at first, but then after a while, he knew we were together, and he was respectful. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got no problem with him either. Wayne, if it wasn't for Wayne, none of us would be here right now.
Wayne said you wasn't hitting it right, bro.
It's a song. Wayne can say whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? He says a lot of crazy stuff in his songs.
All right, we got more with Scaff Beasley. Don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Enough of the Breakfast Club.
Early in the morning.
Check out this rewind.
Master P's in the building. Now, Charlamagne.
Now, when you was here last time, I made the comment about the young lady Mercedes, and you didn't approve of that. And a lot of people online said, well, P put her out there like that. And I'm like, well, P ain't the same person he was 20 years ago.
See, the thing about that, Charlamagne, I looked at even with us, even whatever I did, I'm not even trying to prove them. I'm just saying with us. Like, if somebody with me, I'm going to say, I ain't going to let you talk about it, let nobody talk about nobody else. We're just me. That's the type of person I am. I feel like we just respect all women. It's just respect. I feel like we respect women. We respect. Just like somebody respect my mama. I don't care who you is. You disrespect my mama, I'm going to disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like when people not there, that's the same thing. You asking about Pimp. I'm not going to disrespect the man. He not here. A lot of stuff was wrong what they done, but they not here, so I feel like I'm just let that go. That's in the past.
Right.
Even with the women out here, if that's a female around my camp and she been there, we made money together, I'm not gonna disrespect. I'm not gonna let nobody, because that's just me. That's my character.
Like, if I'm not hearing y'all talking about me,
he
probably would let you disrespect me.
But that ain't me. That ain't my character. I'm not gonna.
Now, P, you got 9 kids, P?
Wow.
Yeah. I had a lot of kids. P got 9 kids.
You got 4.
You still working though, Envy? You still working on it.
I got 5 more to go.
Have you been to the Calliope since they, I was there and they were building like the new buildings and everything? Have you been to check it out?
Yeah.
What you think about all that?
They told me you was there. Yo, she do. Know my people. I got a lot of relatives.
Yeah, they definitely came up to me and was like, everybody's name was No Limit something.
Yeah. But think about but that's how you got to look at it. It's like, we still shoot videos. Ace just shot a video back there. I think we the only people that come from the hood that still could do what we do. Our family still. Some of my family, they just ain't gonna leave. I could go take them somewhere else. They just going back to the hood. I was like that at one time. And I found myself getting in trouble because I'm like, every time I come home, I end up right back in the project. And I had to change that. I'm like, man, I got to use the project as a motivation to show them that look what we could do. We could make it out. We could go buy mansions. We could go buy nice cars. We could buy nice things and come from here.
How does the movie end? That's how do you decide how it ends?
So the first movie,
does it end?
It's a trilogy.
It's a trilogy. But the first part, the Ice Cream Man, is going to end. I lose my brother at the end. He really took to the streets. We took to the music side. And somebody I grew up with my whole life, and I made it, and I couldn't share this with him. That's the part that was more hurtful for me. And he was a year younger than me, so I'm thinking he gonna surpass me, because I'm gonna be the first one to go. That's what I'm thinking in my mind, because that's all we know. This is how we live, and we on the streets, and we trying to make it. I end up selling 500,000 Ice Cream Man records, making a lot of money, and then able to open the doors for the rest of the business. And, it's life. Like every good thing has some kind of thing that you got to pay for. Gotcha. And I feel like that's something that, in the movie you'll see, I got my cousin, this is where Hot Boy come from, one of those real ones out there. And so at the same time, my senior year of high school, they really get down. All the youngsters, they about gunplay, they about whatever. So it's like 8 kids that go to school with me. So I want to be like my cousin Hot Boy. He got the fixed up car and all that stuff. So I'm a basketball player. I'm on my way about to go to college, about to make it. But I end up going by him to shoot dice. I got like 2,500 on me. It's a lot of money for back then.
Right.
My cousin got about 10 or 15 G's on him. He the man. I want to be like him. So I'm doing my thing. As soon as these guys run up on me, they telling my cousin, look, you know what it is. I go to school with these guys. They say, you know what it is. And I'm saying, cuz they for real. They real shooters. You need to run or whatever. So I run up to the top of the hall in the project and I lay down because I shake the door. So I know they going to shoot up the door. Just me thinking. I lay down. It's dark. They ain't going to come in the hallway. I'm like, man, come on. Whatever. So I lay down like I got a gun, but I don't have none. It's in the house. They shoot the door up. Da-da-da-da. I'm laying down. I can hear them saying, yeah, we got Pete. Whoop, whoop, whoop. By the time I get down, they shot my cousin like 8 times. They jump in the car. I took the money and threw it up in the air. That's how I was able to run. He just talking to them like they little boys. He ain't tripping. But they high school students, but this is what they do. By the time they take off, I come downstairs, jump in the car, and take him to the hospital. He ended up living. My first day, we looked for these guys for maybe the whole senior year. So I was supposed to be in prison. So by the time my first day I started college, him and another one of my partners catch him and kill all 8 of them. And so they go to prison, I go to college.
Damn. That's in the script?
Yeah.
Don't tell us no more, Pete. You give us too much to lose, man. I don't want to say that because it's so innocent, but yeah, Pete, don't tell us no more, Pete.
But it's real. You can't, when you see this is what we've been through, man, and I feel like God had a different plan for me.
Right.
And I was able to shake through that. I'm blessed with my family, but it's real life. It's like what we had to go through.
We appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you again, Pete, man. It's really a privilege and an honor to be in a Master P biopic.
Thank you. For sure.
Nicki Minaj's ex-boyfriend in the building. Now, Yee?
Now, what if she hits you up and it's like, let's do some work together again? It's not the same. Would you work with her?
Yeah, we don't got to be together, but we can work together.
Yeah, of course I would. Because what me and her used to do, she saw how much I enjoyed doing it. I used to love when we would have a beat playing and we just would be going back and forth. And she would look at me and be like, yo, I could tell this really makes you happy when you get to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because it did.
Right.
Now, what was Nicki's problem with Charlamagne? Because it was rumored that she didn't like Charlamagne.
And now you know I got love for
Now,
Nicki.
she actually tried to get
Always.
Charlamagne.
You played yourself, though.
How?
If you felt how you felt about that whole BET Award situation, you shouldn't have publicly said it.
See, this is what I don't like, right? I don't like when you're cool with people in the industry. And I do my job every day. But as soon as I say something about you, now all of a sudden it's a problem. And I still gave her props and said she's the biggest female hip-hop artist in the world. But this year, I felt like Iggy should have won that award. At the time, it was June. Nicki ain't even have an album out.
But still, she was doing features and, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, she did a lot of features.
But
and
Fancy
she probably
was-
believes in
Fancy
some
was
loyalty
number
there
one
because
for
you
6
know.
weeks in the country.
yeah, but that's a different, genre, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So you feel like- you feel
She felt like I put you on my album.
And I said after Nicki's Summer Jam performance, Nicki could be considered to be the king of hip hop. Nobody hears that.
You said that publicly?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
On Vlad TV, on the radio, yes. Hip Hop Wire, all I said she could be considered to be the king of New York.
Well, you know, these hoes ain't loyal, Charlamagne. You're not. You're not loyal.
But you don't think that's kind of petty, though?
Oh.
Yo.
But she really ain't gonna like you now. She ain't like you before.
I ain't do nothing. Yeah, you're here getting the interview. She's gonna hate that.
But, you know,
You think she's gonna hit you up after this interview though? Because she's probably not gonna be too happy about this.
probably. But if she is, hopefully it's to just say it won't happen again.
What's the main thing you miss about Nicki? Is it the friendship? Is it the sex? Is it the whatever? Taking showers together?
You would love to know, huh?
I'm just asking for the fellas out there. I mean, it could be the fact that y'all cuddle with each other. I don't know. What would you?
That y'all cuddle with each other.
You don't cuddle with nobody? Eh? Like what will you miss the most about Nicki?
Hey, I hope you're not doing that thing where you zoom in really close with the camera. You're not doing that, right?
Well, the more you put that nice pinky ring up to your face, he's zooming in on that.
All right.
The funny thing is, cut you off. Nicki did the same thing when she came up here to the production.
No, it's like, yo.
You and Nicki the same person.
Y'all the same. She did the same.
Oh, like a medium wide is good. You don't need to like.
That's exactly what she said.
That's the
Would
same.
you like some powder? You want some powder too?
No, I don't need no powder.
Nah, but what we miss about Nicki the most?
Having fun, just enjoying each other's company.
The sex.
It was beyond that. When you're with somebody for that long, you know what I'm saying? Like, sex isn't a driving factor in a relationship.
So if there's one thing you want people to get out of hearing from SB Stunts himself today, what is it?
I feel like a newborn right now. Like, everything is brand new for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even going to sleep and waking up alone is different for me, you know?
One final message to Nicki? Because you know she's going to see this.
No, she could, she knows how to hit me if we need to speak.
You just don't want her to kick your back in no more.
That's it. I'm not going to publicly ever try to pull you down. Don't do it to me. That's
She
it.
hasn't tried to hit you, though?
2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It just was like,
Miss you.
are you sure this is what you want us to be? That's what the conversation
That was the door opening.
That was when you supposed to say, yes, baby, let's get it together. You said, what you supposed to say? When was the first time you fell in love with hip-hop? That's what that was supposed to be.
What?
I don't know why you and Nikki playing with each other. Just get back together.
That's what the door was supposed to be like, let's talk. Y'all good.
I don't know why y'all
You know what?
playing
And
with
it
each
is true. Sometimes I think for men, your pride is sometimes gets in the way of what it is that you really want. I don't know what it is that you really want. I know as a woman, what we really want is whatever man to come back and come for us. That's what we really want.
To fight for the relationship.
Yeah, that is
We want
what
you to
women
pull up
want.
on a white horse with that fur on, okay, and a sword, and be her knight in shining armor.
But you know,
I don't know if she wants that. You know what I'm saying? She's moved on, so.
but she did say is if she texted you 2 weeks ago and said, "Are you sure this is what you want us to be?" That is an opening for you to show up with the radio outside the window. You know.
When did you first fall in love with hip hop?
Shut up, yo.
You seen Brown Sugar?
All right, well, we'll see how it all plays
right.
out. But
Ladies and
I
gentlemen.
hope y'all get back together personally, bro.
A lot of people say
But
that.
I think y'all look crazy without each other.
I just see one without the other.
But hey, it's not our relationship to say. So
That's true.
You guys will figure it out and either be better without each other or get back together.
We got more memorable interviews coming up next as we celebrate our 5-year anniversary with you. Thanks for riding with us. Keep it locked for more of your favorites right here on The Breakfast Club.
Say the gang, don't get other day, man.
You
Are a donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkey of the Day does not discriminate.
I might not have the song of the day, but I got the donkey of the day.
So if you ever feel I need to be a donkey, man, hit me with the hero.
Yes, The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's donkey of the day today?
Oh, here's another classic Donkey of the Day. I don't call them classic, you did. Some of these do never get old, though. And the hee-haw goes to Russell Wilson. I salute to Russell. He just signed a contract extension for 4 years, $87.6 million with $60 million guaranteed. Congrats to him. Give him some applause. I'm all about new contracts, new money, and people getting what they work for. But let me put you on to some game, Russell. You're getting used right now. I don't even realize it. You're getting played like a piano at Alicia Keys' house. Now, the Seahawks got training camp, and Russell's girlfriend, Sierra, decided to stop by, and she brought her son with her, little Future.
He's so cute.
Okay, and he came to the camp. Guess what he was wearing?
What?
Not a Dirty Sprite 2 onesie or a Dirty Sprite 2 t-shirt like he should have been. Little man had on a shirt with a number 3 on his sleeve, which is Russell Wilson's number. Okay, and they shared a really sweet hug. And, of course, the pictures are all over the internet. Let me tell you something, Russell. That's how people get shot. Okay? Free bands! That is not your child. And until you and Sierra are engaged or married or dating for way longer, then, you know, you
How
just
long
need
has
to
it
chill.
been?
I don't know. Not long enough. Okay, Russell, you dating Sierra. Not Sierra and her son. You are her man, not her new baby daddy. Fall all the way back. You are playing yourself, bro. And you're going to find yourself in a bad situation because of it. We saw a picture of you pushing the stroller before. Now you all hugged up with a little man dressed like him, like that's yours. Absolutely not. You haven't even made a commitment to Sierra yet that we know of, and you're already playing stepdaddy? I can't even be mad at Sierra. She probably does want a family, as do most women, and she may feel you are the one. Why wouldn't she? 4 years, $87.6 million, $60 million guaranteed. I would want you to be the one, too. Okay, so she's probably trying to speed up the process by having you meet the child, but no. That's when your intuition is supposed to kick in, and you should say to her, I'm not ready for all that yet. Okay, you should let her know that's not your place. You still getting to know her and, you know, seeing if you and her work. No need to bring the child in the picture just yet. And have you had a conversation with the daddy of the child, Russell? Have you spoken to the Lord and Savior of the trap right now, Future? Have you given him a courtesy call and said, hey, man, things are getting serious between Sierra and I, so you may see me around your son. I mean well, and I plan to be here. Have you done any of that? By the looks of Future's tweets, hell no. Future tweeted out, never make a permanent decision over a temporary circumstance. Then when everybody put 2 and 2 together and started adding Russell Wilson in the tweets, Future tweeted, don't direct my tweets to no punk ass hoe. Okay? Let me tell you something, Russell. What you are doing right now is some legendary sucker shit. Okay? Don't be a groupie. I know that's Sierra and all, but celebrity or not, it's just basic rules of life, basic principles that men have to follow. And if you're going to be serious with Sierra, you need to follow those principles. It's way too early for you to be around that little boy like that. This ain't no package deal. You dating her, not her and the child. If they was together longer or engaged, cool. But what if Russell decides he don't want to be with Sierra no more? Or Sierra decides Russell not the one? Now, little Future attached to this guy, and he can't even figure out why this father-like figure is just all of a sudden gone. Okay, you don't bring nobody around your kids until you are for sure, meaning we getting married, that things are serious. Okay, Russell Wilson, you can't be that square. We know you are prone to making bad decisions, i.e. not calling an audible and handing the ball to Marshawn Lynch at the line of scrimmage in last year's Super Bowl. But come on, bro. You acting really green right now. Give Russell Wilson the biggest hee-haw, please.
This club, and we have a special guest in the building that I am surprised came up here.
And I respect and admire her for this, Miss Ciara.
Cece.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I'm really, really disappointed this morning.
Why?
Because Charlamagne is not here.
That's right. Well, let's set the record straight. She wanted to come when Charlamagne was here, but Charlamagne had
wanted
to be in LA.
yeah. I think we can all say to the world that the reason why Charlamagne gives me such a hard time is because he's scared of me.
Right.
That's why he's not here this morning.
It's a Napoleon complex thing, too, I believe.
Now I know what it is. So, because I kept trying to figure it out to save the life. I'm like, what is it, Charlamagne? I wish he was here so I could look at him and say it to him. What is it? But now I know it's because he's scared of me.
I heard you wrote the song I Bet about Charlamagne. So.
You know what? I didn't have the opportunity to write about him because the topic doesn't quite work with him. You know, but hey.
Well, congratulations, though, on the success of I Bet.
Thank you.
You know, I was with my girls the other day. One of them just went through a breakup, and she goes, this song is all about me, and I know she wrote this song just about me, and I know a lot of women feel like that when they hear that song.
That song is for every girl and even some guys in the world. You know, I think that's one of those topics that everyone can relate to. We've all been there before. We've all had an experience where you're like, you know, maybe a few experiences where you're like, I bet you start loving me, you know, when I keep it moving and, you know, and get with someone better. But it's just, I think it's a song for everyone. It's really beyond me too, in a sense, but it's so great when I hear so many women and, you know, people talk about how the song inspires them. And you would hope that music could do that, you know, give you some strength and encouragement to keep it moving when you need to.
Let's start from the beginning because we haven't seen you in a long time.
Yep, it's been a while.
It's been a long time. Last time I seen you, you were dating Future. And what happened with Future? I know you guys had a baby. Everything was so great and so lovely. You were so happy. And then
it clearly didn't work out. But I have the greatest gift, the greatest joy of my life is my son. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I feel like everything in life happens for a reason. And, you know, my son has been the greatest gift that God has given me in my life and been the most game-changing thing that's happened to my life in a necessary way. So, you know, I mean, that's pretty much what happened.
What didn't work out? What happened? What was
You know, I can't really break all that down, you know, because I don't even think it really matters, to tell you the truth, you know, especially again when the ending is as great as it is with my son. You know, that's what worked out. My son.
Are you guys still cool?
Yeah, we're cool. We can. Well, you know what it is. We have a child together, you know, and I think as a parent, it's important to be able to communicate, even if you don't talk every day. There's no need to, but you know, my son is, you know, clearly the connection between he and I, and as parents, I think it's important to be able to communicate. So I like to stay happy and I like to live life light and make the best of life. And I think that when you carry a certain kind of energy, or if you have like a funky energy that you hold on within yourself, you just can't grow and you can't really like move how you need to. So for me, I just like to be happy and cool with pretty much everybody, you know, and that's just pretty much it.
It's always a lesson learned too when you're in a relationship and things don't work out and you look back and you say, okay, next time I know when this and this happens, it's probably time for me to...
Oh, you live and you learn. I mean, my son has given me so much clarity, you know, especially now now I feel like I'm full-on woman. You know, you don't really understand what that really means until a few things happen to you in life, but my son has totally given me so much clarity, and I couldn't be any more clear than I've needed to be. And, you know, I definitely know a lot of things that I don't want. I really know, you know, and I'm clear about recognizing them when I see them. And I know a lot of things that I do want, that I really hope for, and I won't move or budge until I get it. He makes me like, I have to make the right decisions in life.
You're living not just for yourself, you're living for...
You're like, I can't be up here like, oh, well, you know, if an accident happens, it happens, you know. No, you're like, I gotta kind of be for sure with things that I do. And I mean, even down to business decisions, like everything that I do affects him. I always say, I'm like, baby gotta eat and baby ain't cheap. Right. So I got to make sure I'm making the best decisions I can possibly make to make the universe right for him. Right. And then, of course, for me too. But, you know, he just really is the force. He's the reason why for me. Like, you know, I've always wanted to be successful, but I really have to go out here and bust my butt and get it right.
Right. Now, when it's time to date another guy, right? Now, how long till you introduce him to your son?
You know what? I think it's just all about when it feels right.
Cause you look like, you know what? You look like you fall in love fast. Do you fall in love fast?
You know what? Let me think about what I'm gonna say before I say it. You know, I think it's just about going with the flow. I used to be a person that was really, really like trying to be super hard. Like I would darn near date for like almost a year before even going to the next place. You can't really call it. Like, you don't know what a situation is going to be. You can take a year, or you can take 6 months, or you can take 2. My dad met my mom after 9 days after knowing my mom. They were married, and they've been together for 31 years.
Wow.
So
you never know.
You never know. I'm not going to put a time limit on when I can't do something, you know, and I've been experimenting over life, clearly, and I'm still trying to figure it all out. And so I can't really call.
Would you still date a guy in the industry?
You know, never say never. But I do.
Never.
I do think that, you know, you gotta switch it up a little bit.
What about dating a guy who has, kids by multiple different women? Now, people were very critical because they saw you. And
you got a lot of flack for that.
Did you feel like that should have been like well, maybe this is not the ideal?
You know what? I'm human, you know, and I went with love in that situation. So I think that, you know, you can be with someone that has no kids and can be the biggest jerk in the world.
Right.
You can be with someone that's super wealthy and can be the biggest jerk in the world. So does it make them any different than the one that doesn't have as much, or who doesn't have as many kids? Or you can't really call it, you know. And I mean, at the end of the day, I roll with love. And, you know, my son's father, you know, I really believe had the greatest intentions to love me. And it was a beautiful thing came from that. So, you know, that's just kind of how I see it. You know, you can't really call it, you know.
Are you still in contact since they're all siblings? Like, are you like, okay, let's get the kids together? Or
hell no.
I mean, they are
siblings.
Know,
I'm really focused on raising my son right now.
That's
you know,
hell no. That's my baby.
And being the best mom I can be, you know. There is one mom, though, of the kids that I really got along with very well. And so, you know, when I see her, we definitely still get along really good, you know, and it's all about the kids anyways, you know, so truthfully, it's just like whatever's the right thing to do whenever the situation calls for it, you just do it,
but you
know.
kept your life, usually, your personal life, real secretive. Like,
I did.
No matter who you were dating, it was very quiet. That was the only one that I ever seen public.
And with this breakup, you know, I'm sure it was really difficult for you. You had a baby, you were engaged, it was all very public. And then it was over. And so we were like, is she going to address this in her music? Then you put out I Bet.
On this album, on Jackie, this new chapter of my life is really about being expressive. And it's about really allowing myself to be vulnerable, because I believe it's healthy to be vulnerable. I think that when you allow yourself to, like, you know, be in touch with your rawest moment, you kind of really you really develop character that way. And I think that as I've been very blessed to be on my 6th album and going on like 13 years now, I think it's important that people get to really know me and know my voice. And, you know, I've been experimenting with things over the years, but I feel like people haven't really gotten a chance to know me. And, you know, you get to that comfortable place as a woman where you're like, you know, I am who I am. You should really get comfortable with yourself. You're like, this is me. You know, I'd rather be comfortable with just being me and not trying to please people. And, you know, on this album, I really wanted for people to connect to me. So, you know, I Bet it's inspired from my experiences in a sense in life. And, you know, it was one of those songs that really stood out because it was just so real. This is like a life story, you know, and so what better way than to express it than through music?
All right, we got more with CC in minutes. Matter of fact, let's get into a Sierra mini mix. Let me know your favorite Sierra joint. Hit me right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Sierra's in the building. Now, you recently had a baby. What's been your favorite moment?
You know what? He is funny. He just does so much. Of course, saying mama was so sweet. We were in Australia, actually.
Did he say mama first or dada first?
He said dad first. You know. But that was a natural vowel that babies say, okay?
It's easier.
I researched it, and they said researched it. All babies say okay. So, but yeah, he said mama. That was really sweet. Him crawling was really cute. Cause my baby's, he's 30 pounds. And like he's been 30 pounds. He's been riding this weight for like the past 3 or 4 months. He's huge.
What you feeding him?
It's that breast milk.
You know what? It's them Similac burgers. You know, it's some fries on the side. You know, we from the South, so every now and then he gets a few black eyed peas and a few, you know, when we having the family gatherings. We don't pull back.
Right there,
that's exactly. It's so wrong. My baby's gonna know too much before he's 1. He's gonna be like, yeah, you know, I've had candy yams and I've had mac and cheese. I'm like, oh Lord. He's went swimming. I took him swimming for infant aquatic survival classes at 7 months.
Oh man,
and that was
better than me already.
Oh no, let me tell you, it was so much fun. I'm so happy I did it, and you don't realize how. That is the number 1 leading cause of deaths in infants. And you realize how important it is that they are familiar with the water and how they need to know how to respond if they fall in the water. And
my parents never taught me that. You think they don't really care?
They definitely don't care about you.
Well, you turned out all right. A little crazy, but I'm not way. I mean, it's moments like that, you know, where you just see them like learning and developing and growing, and everything you see them doing just brings a light to your face. When he first smiled, you know, that was the sweetest thing. Because, you know, the first few months, they're kind of like, they're there.
Did he pee on you yet?
He did.
Okay.
Oh, let me tell you what happened.
Sure.
This might be really bad to say. But I had a really fun moment where I was changing his diaper and I look, you know how you're holding them, they're there. And it was like, he's probably like 3 or 4 months and he was like, crying. And I was reaching down and all of a sudden I hear, like this, right? And I look up, he was peeing in his face. Because you know how you hold the legs up?
Right.
You hold the diaper, and
so
I literally,
I
had the legs up, and then, and I literally was going for 2 seconds,
right.
like, any mom will tell you that in 2 seconds anything can happen.
Oh, man.
Legs up and I looked up. I was like, "Yo!"
They got put him in them swimming classes.
on himself. I got 4 kids. None of my kids ever pee on themselves.
You know what?
That's
it did
disgusting.
Happen. It is.
It don't happen.
No, it does.
Did he fall off the bed yet?
No, he is not. And I'm not. Please do not say that.
Scare the hell out of you.
You know what? Now
me?
you're making me feel like I should lower my bed. My bed is really high.
You shouldn't have him in the bed.
No, you know what? I mean, here's the deal.
And he's gonna go. But
I'm gonna tell you this. Do you barricade your baby in?
Yes, I do.
With all the pillows.
I do with the pillows around. I do all that.
Here's my rule. I barricade my baby in, right? Because I know, being that I travel, my baby sleeps with me a good bit.
Right.
I have them bring the cribs in, but the crib never really works out.
No.
He's my teddy bear, so I can't really let him be, in the crib too long without me. And, I basically have a rule. Like if I have to, step away somewhere, I'll have someone stand there.
Okay. When I had my first daughter, this is what made me want a second kid so fast. I had a penny on the floor.
Okay.
And my daughter was a crawler. Grabbed the penny, threw it in the mouth. And swallowed the penny.
No freaking way.
I cried. I thought my life was over. I called 911. What's your emergency? My daughter swallowed a penny. I'm crying, bawling. They're like, sir, can she breathe? I'm like, yes. They was like, it's fine. She swallowed the penny. It'll probably come out in the doodle. And I was like, no, she's going to die. 7% in the ambulance. So I had to check the doodle for the next 4 Pampers to see if the penny was in there. But it finally came through. So
good luck penny.
Good luck penny. I still got that penny. I still, you want to see it? No, I'm just kidding.
So it's all right. The moral to the story is that they're going to always poop it out.
That's right. But I don't know about that. Everyone poops. Now let's talk about JD.
Yeah.
JD recently said that your song, I Bet, is a ripoff of an Usher song he produced.
I think he actually corrected that statement.
No, he did.
Yeah, he did. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I think he actually kind of said something to kind of
you and JD ain't cool.
Create clarity.
Cool.
We are cool.
Oh, okay.
Jermaine is cool, but Jermaine's an expressive person. Like Jermaine's always been expressive over the years, and I don't, really guys, right? Like one thing about having a baby, you really don't care about a lot of stuff.
Don't care about ish.
You don't. You'd be like, he's happy, I'm good.
The baby's
yeah, you'd be like, okay, yeah. You really don't really have time to sweat stuff, and but yeah, Jermaine, if Jermaine walked in the door right now, we could hug each other. So he's an expressive person,
Gotcha.
I've never understood, and I tell this to Charlamagne too when he's here, what is the problem that people have with Ciara? Because you've always seemed like a very nice, humble person. I've always been a fan of Ciara's music from early on. And then I see people like going at you, like Tamar Braxton was like, what is Ciara singing this hard for? And I was like, I didn't know y'all didn't.
I think she corrected that too. I did see that, which is so funny. And I don't know what she was trying to say, but I mean, if she was trying to say something crazy, I really don't care.
Right.
But because every time I've seen Tamar, it's always been love too. So I don't know. I don't know what people be trying to say. I think what happens is
on TV saying people are bullying you when you go at somebody else. You can't do that.
Well, what's so funny? Again, I saw she was saying that she wasn't trying to say something bad about it. So I don't know what her intention was with that. I'm going to take it as she wasn't trying to do anything funny. And
I got something you can say that
she was being sincere. I'm going to take it she was being sincere with her positive, statement that she said after people were assuming things. But I will speak when I feel it. I've spoken before. I think it's just, when we're in music, to me, music is like one of the most powerful and one of the most positive things in the world. And so I think that's just the energy you got to kick with it. Like, when I run across my peers, I feel like it should always be all love because we're very blessed to be some of the few people doing this that actually get to do it in front of the world. So I like to roll with that energy. I don't like to get into the high schoolness of it because there can be a high school part of this, where people can click up or people can be, you can kind of feel the energy. You're like, I'm not really on that. Like, I'm my own clique. I'm happy with my clique. I love my team. I don't know. I just like to make the best of it.
Now, back to the last album. When the first week sales came out.
Yep.
Charlamagne, who's not here, he gave you the 21 gun salute.
Okay.
And
what is that when they say bye-bye?
That's what he tried to say.
Okay. Well, clearly that didn't work.
Now,
okay.
Now, how did you feel with your last album's sales?
You know what? I was, first and foremost, I was very proud of that album. I was really, really proud of the body of work. You know, we didn't get to promote it all the way. You know, even if it didn't sell, you know, tons of records, yeah, I'm still proud of it, you know, and thankful for the opportunity, you know, and so that's how I see it.
And certain things, like I'm sure if you would have went on tour. And
I think that, you know what, one thing totally is like, it's like a domino effect, you know, if you don't have certain things set up around it, you know, it does make it more challenging. And, you know, I think the reality is for me is that I feel like I'm now getting my rhythm back, you know, from when I first started. Like I was able to keep it moving and moving and moving. And now we're finally getting some of the things that are necessary to support the music that allow you to really promote it and keep the whole journey going. Because as we know, it's a bit more challenging. It's a bit more, you have to work even harder, you know, I think, to sell records. And, you know, who knows what happens when my album comes out this go around, you know. I'm very, very confident in the body of work. I feel like it's my best body of work to date. And I can stand on that, you know, and I'm excited because I do have my tour happening. Right. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to be successful. So, you know, I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't see it going any other way than up anyways, to be honest. Cause I believe the body of work really speaks for itself.
You put out 3 singles last album, right?
Yep.
The first 2 didn't connect.
Yes.
Why was that?
Funny?
It didn't sound Ciara-ish.
Well, you know what's so funny? Give me that. Not give me that. What was it? What's the song?
You can't remember the song.
Yes, I can. Got me good.
Got me good.
I said give me that because it's a tempo. It made me think about whatever. I love that song and I love that video and it didn't work, but it's okay.
Now, that was your style or did somebody say, you know what, let's try it?
No, I was trying my stuff.
Okay, all right.
You know, and even with Sweat was a jam. Do not get it twisted. I think that if we would have sat with that record a little bit longer,
I don't know.
It would have been cracking in the clubs.
I don't know. Body had
but
girls
either
in the
way,
mirror doing the dance.
You
like
know
Body
what?
was Ciara.
You try some, you lose. You might win. You win some, you lose some. The first 2 didn't work.
The Breakfast Club.
DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, Charlamagne wanted to be here so bad.
Yes.
And he left some questions for you.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know what he said.
He needs to be in person to ask me questions. I don't like him messaging anything to me right now because I got a thing with him. Since he want to talk all this junk about me, he need to be sitting right there in that chair. I'll come back again to see him. Because that's important to me. Like, you can't be up here talking about me all the time and then deliver questions via telephone or via email or whatever you want to call it. Like, I want to see him in person.
Right, because you managed to make it back from
I'm just
you were
saying,
in LA, right?
I was really disappointed. I'm not going to lie to you. I wanted to walk up in here and see his face because I got a couple of things I might want to say to him. Not might, but want to.
If you wanted to say something to Charlamagne, what would you say? If he was sitting right there.
You know what? All I have to say about Charlamagne, it goes back to what I was just saying just now. You know, I'm not going to go do it the Charlamagne way because I think his way is just messy. But I just think he's got to put a little bit more in the universe than the certain things he talks about. Like, you know, it's one thing for you to have fun. Comedians joke all day. It's their job to kind of have an opposite position within things and just to be kind of funny that way.
Thought-provoking.
Yeah, but I think there has to be a balance of what he does. You know, I think sometimes he goes too far for no reason. I don't think it's necessary to, like, you know, I remember when Little Mama was sitting here, I saw the interview. I thought it was bad how, I can't even remember everything he was saying, but I thought he went a little too far. Just from
he did apologize for that, right?
Yeah, oh, okay, cool. So I didn't know. I didn't know he apologized.
I actually made her cry. It was Angela Yee that actually
made
her
no.
cry.
But whatever it was, I just think that there has to be a balance to it all. Like, you know, do your job. It's your job to be, you know, to make noise. That's what makes you who you are. People say Charlamagne because they know he's Charlamagne, you know. But just find some kind of balance with all of it, you know. That's my personal opinion. You know, have fun, do you. What you do doesn't affect me. You know, you're not going to stop me from making my money. Clearly, you haven't stopped me. You know, so that is what it is. But just kind of put a little more substance in all the stuff that he's doing. That's what I personally think.
Okay.
You're not going to ask his questions?
Yeah, she wants to hear him.
Don't ask me. He needs to ask me.
She said no.
He needs to be here.
What's Charlamagne's final thought? All right, let's hear his final thought.
And let the record show, Ciara, I've never disliked you. I just simply, when your album only sold 15,000 records in the first week, I think it was called Basic Instinct, I just gave it a 21-gun salute and said that album was dead. Never your career, your album. It's a difference.
Yeah, okay.
And I never thought you could sing, but I think you're a great entertainer.
Have a nice day. Let me tell you, first of all, it wasn't 15. It was really low, but it wasn't 15. So get that number right. But for me with him, either you one way or the other. He goes in on me every time. Everyone knows it. I kept thinking, I was like, did he try to talk to me? And I said, no. I'm trying to understand why is he going so hard body on me? that's how I've always felt. I couldn't understand it because it seemed like it was very centered on me. Like, I just was really trying to think about, like, what is it with me? But every successful person has their journey. You know, there's been times when every person that you see right now, the tip top of their game has been challenged. And those moments are what make you who you are. And I know for a fact I'm going to be here for a very long time. And Charlamagne knows it too. Okay? So whatever, you know, it's blessings and love to him too. I hope I can send some love into his little crooked heart he has.
Reliving some of your favorite interviews as we celebrate 5 years of The Breakfast Club with you. Keep it locked for more classic interviews as we wrap up 2015.
Charlamagne the God, the Prince of pissing people off, the ruler of rubbing you the wrong way, the architect of aggravation. And here's another one of our most memorable interviews from 5 years of The Breakfast Club.
Special guest in the building this morning. Goes by the name of Future.
What's good with you?
What's up, sir?
Well, we can scratch this one off the list. This is one. He was on the list of people they said would never come up here.
I'm here now.
Yeah, he's here.
Were you avoiding us, or was it just not the right time?
Avoiding. No, I wasn't avoiding. Probably wasn't the right time, I guess.
We thought it was because of an introduction that Charlamagne did at MTV one time.
What?
Remember when you did the show Hip Hop POV?
Man, I'm still here. Your words didn't matter then.
No, I said he makes hot songs, but he's not a great lyricist. And your DJ was like, boy, Charlamagne, you a crazy nigga, boy.
But now's a good time to come because it's a good time to be like, well, now look at me.
Nah, I was saying, look at me then.
I ain't never said I ain't like his music. I said he make hot songs.
He says, whatever you said, you know what I mean? I love.
Do you feel like in the beginning, though, you did have a lot of doubters that you've proved wrong?
Of course, everybody always gonna doubt you, but you have to overcome it. Like, it's gonna be hate. You got to get over that from the beginning. You can't let that determine your future.
And you grounded for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time.
Dungeon family, 7, 8 years?
Yeah, about 7, 8 years.
Damn it, man.
Rico Love is what, your uncle, your cousin?
Rico Wade.
Rico Wade, my bad. Damn, I said Love. Rico Wade.
I was like, yeah, you related to Rico Love, too?
Rico Wade.
Yeah, Rico Wade, that's my cousin. That's my cousin.
You came up in that camp, and, you know, a lot of the music that they was putting out with Goody Mob and Outkast was socially conscious. Were you ever in that lane?
Nah, I don't feel like I was over in that lane. I never wanted to be in the lane of Outkast and Goody Mob. But most definitely I respect what they do, and I've learned a lot from them.
Now, at what point did God tell you he was blessing all the trap niggas? Like, when did you
man, it was just me being creative and just trying to find another way to reach the people, you know what I'm saying, by giving them something inspirational to look up to. So just be like, God blessing the trap. You being at the radio station, this is your trap.
Absolutely.
I feel like people always, when we back in the day, you say trap, you trapped in the situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just adding light and making the word bigger than what it is. And so it's just like, if you trapped in a situation, God gonna bless you to get out of it.
I'm glad to hear that, because I be tweeting out God blessing all the radio niggas, because
right.
I don't feel like I'm in the trap, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So now I can tweet trap niggas without feeling like I'm fronting.
Now, there was a period of time that you had moved to L.A.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you had to move back to Atlanta because you were getting away from the roots of what it is that you were doing, or?
Nah. I feel like, man, I was just missing family. And you know what I mean? Like, once you do a few things and you're not comfortable with it, you just have to go back to what you're comfortable with doing.
Mm-hmm.
And me being at home, being around my grandparents and being around my kids, majority of my kids is in Atlanta. And my family, my brothers, my nieces, my nephews, they look up to me. And it's hard when I'm all the way in L.A. I'm spending the majority of my time in L.A., so I had to just come back to Atlanta.
Ain't nothing like the 8 when your music come out. I mean, you got about
the 8, man.
A couple days ago, you got
it's
about
so
5
many clubs.
It's
clubs. It's so many clubs. It's different vibes in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? L.A., nothing wrong with L.A. It's a peaceful vibe. When you go out there, I feel like you can get a lot of business done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I used to talk to DJs in Atlanta, and this one, like, the Migos and Young Thug were, like, popping. I'd be like, well, what happened to Future? And they was like, Future went Hollywood.
You said that? Yeah. What DJ said that?
Uh-oh.
Dang,
come on now.
Why you gotta do that?
I think it was Envy.
Jesus Christ, man.
I think it was DJ Envy.
It wasn't no Envy. He's from Atlanta. Envy ain't from no Atlanta. But he ain't mean it in a bad way. He was just like, you moved out to L.A. You haven't been around in a while.
I wonder what he think now.
He probably playing your records 100 miles per hour.
Exactly. Like, man, people gonna always, they don't see where you going, where you headed. Today they gonna tell you, hey, you doing this, but they don't see where I'm gonna be at next year. It's impossible. I know what I'm doing. I know the work I'm putting in.
What made you come back so hard with the music? Was it the response to Pluto? Because, I mean, as a guy that's been listening to your mixtapes from the beginning, I was disappointed in Pluto. I love I Deserve It.
I told him yesterday I wasn't disappointed with Pluto, but I knew I could have did it a different way.
It sounded like the label made you do that album. Like, hey,
I want to say that it wasn't even the label, because I feel like at the end of the day, like right now, I'm not taking no advice. I did take advice before, you know what I'm saying? So
Pluto crossed him over a lot, though.
Turn on the Lights. It could have waited. Turn on the Lights was a big record. It was #1 record. Never End was good for me, but I feel like I could have waited to the next album after that and introduced them to Turn on the Lights and Never End, because they was gonna be hits anyway whenever they came out.
Right.
Same Damn Time was already on the radio. Magic was going top 10. Tony Montana was on the radio. Just had came off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had been put out the mixtapes. So going into Pluto, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of records that was commercial that I'm trying to chase that lane. It just, I was doing it, taking advice, thinking this the way I need to get it, this is what I need to do to have success, when you probably just want to do it your own way. So you'll be more comfortable. You can wake up and feel good about it at the end of the day that you made all the right decisions for yourself.
But of course, you're over to a market that might not have known. I mean,
but I had to come back. I feel like a new artist right now.
Yeah,
so
like that street love, man.
Yeah, everything that I went through, it prepared me for what I'm going through now. But I had to take a step back. Like, I had to go back to mixtapes. After you drop albums, you plan on never dropping a mixtape again.
Right.
Supposed to keep going, you know what I'm saying? But I had to come back, drop the Monster, Beast Mode, 56 Nights, and now I'm back on track. We're dropping Dirty Sprite too.
Now, is this a mixtape or is this an album?
It's an album.
We were confused. Okay.
Was there a problem with using the name Sprite?
As far as the name Sprite, we just put DS2, so it's not gonna say Sprite on the package.
When Sprite find out what's actually what makes Sprite dirty.
Yeah, we had a conversation with them. Actually, my manager, he had a conversation with them about it. They was cool with it, but they was just like, man, we can't promote Dirty Sprite.
Right. You should tell them don't knock it till you try it. Go up to the Sprite office with some promethazine and codeine.
We got to find a way, but I got my drink deal coming on the way. So,
do you feel like a lot of artists took your sound? Because I'm hearing a lot of future-ish sounds. And
I don't think they took songs. My sound. Like, they didn't take it.
Copied, I should say.
I probably inspired. I was an inspiration.
That's a polite way to put it.
You talking about Fetty Wap? Fetty Wap, definitely.
That wasn't talking about him.
But I like Fetty Wap.
I like Fetty Wap.
I like Fetty Wap, but I always say I feel like Fetty Wap's the son of Future.
Yeah, I probably inspired him. I'm not for sure. I never talked to Fetty Wap a day in my life.
Oh, your dreads are real? Your dreads are real, right?
My dreads. I'm
just asking, man. I want to see.
Yeah, my dreads are real. Okay. My dreads are real 100%.
Now, what's making you open up now as far as interviews and stuff? Because at one point, you couldn't find a Future interview.
Man, I never wanted to do interviews. Even during this interview, I was like, man, I'm doing only the Breakfast Club, and I'm doing one more interview. So whatever y'all want to do, they was like, man, let's do Breakfast Club. I'm like, I'm with it. But I'm not doing a bunch of interviews, and every interview I walk in, they ask me the same questions. I'm not doing that. It's like, I've been doing these mixtapes without doing any interviews, and I'm doing great.
In the interviews, right, you did like a long interview with Huffington Post Live.
Yeah.
It was like 40 minutes long. I watched the whole thing, but all the headlines are like, Future talks about Ciara and why they broke up and how they prayed after sex.
Right.
And it's like, that's the headline, but what about everything else that's about...
Exactly. Like, man, that's why I don't even want to talk about it, because why y'all even bring it up for? Y'all knew these people was going to say this.
Right. I mean, and you already anticipate that.
Yeah, I anticipated it, but I just wanted to speak on my side. It was my side of the story. Now I'm over it after I spoke my side, because she wasn't telling the side. It was just like she was just letting it go along. Whatever the people thought about me, she wasn't saying, hey, don't say that about him.
Yeah, they called you a cheater.
They were like,
Future's a cheater. You know what people have, when people, they come together as a couple, when you separate, y'all put out a statement saying, like, let us live our respectable lives, like, leave us alone. We went our separate ways because of issues that we had, and we want everybody to keep our privacy.
Like, he cheated.
Yeah, like, she just went along with the cheating rumors and never said anything. Like, issue a statement saying, leave our personal life alone. And I wouldn't have to say anything about it.
All right, well, don't go anywhere. We'll talk more about Ciara when we come back. Future is in the building. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Future's in the building. Now, Charlamagne has a theory about Ciara.
Well, Future, actually, you tweeted out a couple weeks ago. You said you got that curse up off you, and now you back like you never left. So I feel like Ciara Coochie may be cursed, because you look at what happened with Amari Stoudemire, Bow Wow, 50 Music even fell off a little bit.
I'm back. I guess you gotta have a baby or something right now to knock the curse. I don't know, but I'm back. I ain't thinking about her, man.
Oh, man.
I swear, man, I'm not thinking about her, man. I want her to be totally happy. Like, you gotta understand, you want a person to be happy. You have an ex-girlfriend that you had, but you want her to be happy. You're going to still be bitter because she moved on. Like, I'm not bitter. People think I'm bitter because she moved on. I'm good. I'm taking care of me. I don't need him. She need him.
Now, was it true when you put a gun emojis with a football emoji?
No.
You saw him pushing the baby cat?
Nah, man. I didn't do that, but they thought I did it. I wouldn't do something like that.
Future ain't going to indict himself like that, is
he? But if you see another man pushing your baby carriage, it might make you feel away a little bit. It'll make
you feel away, but it wouldn't go to the point where I'm going to put some emojis on a Facebook. It was a fake Facebook page. They put it on media. She even thought it was real. She got lawyers started calling about that. Man,
no, man.
Everything, it got serious, you know what I'm saying, for something that I wouldn't even do. Like, so of course I wouldn't want somebody to push my son. Like, that's the number one rule. Like,
I agree.
If I was a kid and my mom had a dude pushing me, I would have jumped out the stroller and slapped the shit out of him.
I agree. I felt the same way.
You never do that in our community.
No.
You don't even bring a man around your son. You don't even know this dude for a few months and you bring him around your kid. Who does that? Nobody does that.
As a man, he shouldn't do that. He should be like, nah, I'm not doing that.
But, he probably didn't know that she set him up. You got nannies, you got assistants around you. Anybody could have pushed a stroller. You let them people catch that photo because you know what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm not for the publicity stunts. Leave my son out of all the publicity stunts, or just leave him out of your relationship, because we don't need your relationship for anything. I can take care of him on my own.
Right.
I don't need no help taking care of my son.
Is that one of the reasons the relationship didn't work, because of all the paparazzi?
I wouldn't say the paparazzi. It's just I do my thing a different kind of way.
You move like a drug dealer, Future.
People still say that. Oh, man, that's a touchy situation.
You make legal money now, Future. It's okay now.
It's okay, man.
Yeah, but, man, you got to stick to your roots, man. What you know. This is what I know. I know the streets. I don't know about the paparazzi.
Now, out of Zaytoven, Metro Boomin, 808 Mafia, Mike Will Made It, who you think brings out the best in Future?
The best, man. That's hard. Because at times, Mike Will
Made It will die for you, man.
Absolutely.
I always see y'all hanging out together too.
Like, he talks about you like
nah, that's my brother.
Yeah.
Forever. Me and Mike Will, we got history. We communicate. On the Dirty Sprite, he not on the album. But we have something planned. You know what I'm saying? Me and Mike Will are great friends. And so him bringing something out of me at times is not bad to say. But Metro, he do inspire me. And 808 Mafia, they inspire me also.
What was the conversation like with you and Hov? We saw the picture of you and Jay.
No, I was at his crib. I was actually working with B, and he was there.
Oh, so it wasn't a conversation with Jay. It was
me and him had a dope conversation. We had actually sat down. He was like, man, I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Man, Jay is a great dude.
B got a new album coming out?
I don't know if she have a new album coming out, but as an artist, I know you want to just continue to be creative and make songs and make music.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Like, how do you decide where songs go? Like, you wrote Body Party, and Sierra did that song, and it was a big record. How do you decide where a song goes? Like, you could have gave Body Party to Beyonce at that time. Or
at the time, I was like, man, this is what she need. She need Body Party. She need that I Promise. She need that Ride It. She need that Ride It moment to jump her album off. She had dropped 4 singles, and all the singles just wasn't doing anything. Then I came in, and I was like, hey, Mike Will was like, man, I got this Body Party beat. And then when I heard the beat, he was like, man, I think Sierra need this beat. I was like, man, I'm working with her today. And we did the beat. That was the first song we ever did.
What happened?
Did you charge her?
Nah, I ain't charging for that.
You wish you had charged it now.
Nah, it was great for the both of us, man. I feel like it was a great thing for the both of us.
What happened after that? Because we never heard any more music like that after that. Did she go a different direction? Or?
Yeah, she went a different direction.
Yeah, I saw you. You said she wanted to go chase the pop lane.
She just felt like she wanted to take her album in another direction.
Okay, she said she wanted to go chase the pop lane, but as her man at the time, it's like, no, you need to listen to me not only as a peer, but as your man. I
said that as your man. People don't compromise. I don't know. When you in a relationship, I thought it was about compromising, but it was a situation she had her own way of thinking. So I was like, cool.
Now she sent a subtweet to you too. She called you dishonest and ignorant.
I wasn't there. I don't know what I was just honest about. But at the end of the day, man, we good, man. I'm worrying about this DS2.
Here we go. Yeah.
Dirty Sprite 2.
How do you feel about dating celebrities now? Is it something that you're like, I don't want to do that again and get mixed up with that?
They have to accept me just how I am and not try to change me.
Did she try to change you? Did you try to change?
I tried to change. I just wanted to be better. I wanted to feel like I was doing something for a better cause. You know what I'm saying? You get in a relationship, and then she's a superstar, so certain things going to reflect back on her.
Right.
If I'm smoking weed on my Instagram, and she like, man, why you smoking weed? Because it reflect on me. And
has she heard your music? Has she heard?
Yeah, she heard my music. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to listen to the music and understand me. be like, I love you how you are.
It was interesting when you said y'all prayed after sex. Like, what do you pray about after sex?
I thought you were joking.
Like, I know guys that pray before they get in the please don't let me get gone.
Nah, man, I don't even want to speak on her no more, man.
Well, not her, but just in general. When you pray after sex, what do you pray about?
You want to hear what he said?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were just being funny and making a joke that you prayed after sex, like just a joke.
I'm not gonna even speak on it, man. I'm not gonna make no jokes, man. I'm just answering the question.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, man, we move past it. It's cool.
Now, the Dirty Sprite, does that make you nervous at all, the drink? And the reason I say that is allegedly that's what had Rick Ross having seizures. That's what had Lil Wayne having seizures.
Just say people have died drinking.
I don't know that.
It had me nervous at times because people talk about it so much.
Right.
And they wouldn't talk about it so much, and then as soon as something happened, like, we told them.
Right.
That's the only thing I don't want people to be like, I told you so, you should have stopped.
Right.
So that's the only thing that had me nervous. Besides that, it's good drink to me.
How much drugs do you actually consume on a regular basis?
Too much. I need to stop now. Because I know my little sons don't listen. I'm about to stop.
It's lucky because you know you're skinny, and sometimes that makes people gain a lot of weight. It slows down your metabolism and all of that.
I've been skinny.
It makes you constipated. You're not constipated?
Nah.
You did do a song called Shit, though. So I
can't say
it. Don't ask
questions. It's good, though. It's good.
You talk about the distribution and the use of drugs. You know, what happened to not getting high off your own supply?
I never served codeine. I never saw it.
All right, we got more with Future in minutes. Matter of fact, let's get to a Future mini mix. Let me know your favorite Future joint at DJ Envy. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on, Club. Future's in the building.
Did you feel like you had to redeem yourself after the Honest album?
Yep.
Because he wasn't getting the reception you wanted, or?
Yeah, I wasn't getting the reception when I wanted. I feel like I wasn't as honest that I should have been on that album.
How ironic.
Do you feel you got industryed out a little bit? Because you got with the celebrity girl, you moved to L.A., maybe caused you to not make the music you want?
Nah, because you got to think, me moving to L.A., that's my first time going. Being in a public relationship with someone from the industry is my first time. So you have a first-time experience. It was a learning experience for me. Now you know what to do and what not to do.
You think it was a distraction for you from work? Because I remember...
Yeah, it was a distraction because all they want to hear about is your relationship. They don't even want to think about your music no more. Your relationship is bigger than your music. I feel like, on Honest, my relationship was bigger than me. And now I'm bigger than anything. It's not even about a relationship. It's about Monster, Beast Mode, 56 Nights, and Dirty Sprite. It's not even about a relationship.
And it's funny because they start feeding into stuff because, you know, you see, if we know you're in a relationship, you're like, damn, Throwaway must be about...
Yeah, Throwaway wasn't about her. It's about any girl that's a throwaway.
Where do you feel like you're at in the game now? Because when I saw the interview with Elliot, you felt like you said, I'm not where I want to be. Where do you feel you're at right now?
I feel like I'm in a great place. I'm heading in the right direction. I got a lot of support from a lot of fans. Industry have been supporting me. That's where I want to be at. You know what I'm saying? That's enough to continue to going.
It's hard to get hot again.
Exactly. That's why you got to stay hot and never stop. If you make a move and take 2 months off, another artist might come in, and then 2 months when you're taking vacations, like I started going on vacations and going out to eat. I never went out to eat until I was in a relationship. I never went on a vacation until I was.
You never went out to eat? You from Atlanta? They got some of the best restaurants in the world.
I go to the studio every single day, never go out to eat. I had Christmas at the studio. You had Thanksgiving at the studio. Everything had to happen at the studio. When I first started, and then when I got a relationship, we go on dinner dates and stuff. I never went on a date.
Yeah, your poor baby mamas. What happened with them? You didn't never take them on no dates.
Think, I was young when I was with them. I was young. Like I was in high school when I had my first child. Mm-hmm. So that was my first son. By the time I got success in the industry, he was already 9, 10, going on 10 years old. The other baby mama, we already went through everything together. We done probably went on movie dates a long time ago, like before I even had any success. But I'm saying while I was having success, I wasn't with her. My daughter mom.
I've been like, you ain't never take me nowhere. Now you out at restaurants.
Nah, I take them on dates now.
At what point did you notice your wave getting crazy? Because it's like the biggest your buzz has been. Ever since you dropped Monster, it's like the biggest your buzz.
When girls start putting out 3-second clips of me on Ball Alert and stuff like that. I didn't know I was that hot. Girls want to put pictures of me out in the bed.
Because everybody's always...
That's when you understand, like, man, I need to fall back.
Yeah, you need to be careful.
But
it is true because people do focus a lot on your situation. Like, you know, you have 4 children's mothers.
I got 4 kids and adopted son, so 5.
You have 5
You hearing this interview right now, like, you got 5 kids.
But you have 4
kids.
women that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
That's seems tough.
It's not.
Why is it tough?
He make about 75 a show. That's why.
Okay, I guess you're right.
Nah, don't say that. You got man trying to get more money. I don't make nothing.
But
I ain't making nothing.
It's all promo. It's all promo.
Anything. I don't make nothing.
I'm putting out these free mixtapes. I'm doing these free
I gave away free mixtapes. I gave free downloads. But now I take care of all of them. Good. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like you would want to be with one of them permanently? Like I always see you go back to, they always show you and I think Brittany.
I'm around my kids.
Do you ever feel like you want to be with one of them? Like settle down, monogamous relationship, we already have a child together?
Man, I'm already with them.
That means once his, always his.
Yeah, we got kids together. I'm always going to be around.
So how do you feel about them like dating other guys? Are they not supposed to do that? Or
Yeah, they can date other guys. Mm-hmm. But if I pay for the house and pay for your car, you can't date a dude and have him living in my house.
Right.
This is my house. If he dates you that much, he love you that much, tell him buy your house. I don't have to pay the bills. That's what it's about, man. It's about moving on, being happy. If you can't make somebody happy, you shouldn't be mad if they're happy with someone else.
Right.
A lot of sites that were ran by girls would give you flack. They'd be like, see, Sierra, what you think was going to happen to you? He got 4 kids already.
Right.
Did that bother you?
Nope.
Because it ain't like no girls are still gonna mess with you anyway. It doesn't matter.
Of course. Superstars, regular girls, they still gonna mess with me because that don't determine how they feel about me. Because if you know me, then you know what they talking about is not true. You thought she would have had a baby by me? I had 3 kids before her.
And she actually got to meet the mothers and hang out, take pictures together.
Take care of my kids.
Together. That was G.
She had my kids. She keep the kids. Like, so if she keeping my kids and I had my kids, but you think she'll have a baby by me if I was a deadbeat dad?
Or maybe she ain't had no choice. You might have just took that condom off. And
or never put
I
it
ain't
on.
taking no condom off. You ain't taking no condom off trying to get somebody pregnant. That just grinds me.
Holly Berry baby daddy getting $15,000 a month.
16,000 a month.
Me.
He don't work in nothing.
You don't set up for a human being to come out in this world, and it was a setup.
Hey, girls trapping us all the time, man.
They do.
It's time to get a little get back. I see Holly Berry baby daddy. I'll be like, go, bro. Do your thing, dog.
Now, how do you move differently now? Now, you said, you see that you're a celebrity. Women are putting up these clips of you, these 3-second clips. What are you going to do differently now so you don't have to deal with that?
Man, I just move different, man. I don't even have to do that. I just do certain stuff because of the time and the moment for me, man. I really don't even have to be a part of that. Because you having fun, you living life caught up in the moment. Sometimes it can be good, and sometimes it can be bad. I feel like it was a good thing at the time.
And what artists you listen to now? Meek Mill said you're the only artist that he can really listen to now because you get him energetic. Is there only artist that you listen to?
I don't have the only artist that I listen to, but I do listen to Meek, and I haven't bought any other album besides this album.
Meek got a lot of respect for you, man. Like,
I got a lot of respect for Meek.
He does.
The feeling is mutual. With me and him, we 1,000. It's rare you get an artist in the game that come through for you like you come through for them. Mm. Like, he don't charge me, I don't charge him. You can't charge me for something, then when it's time for you to do something, you charge me. But me and Meek, we don't even have that discussion, like, for us lawyers and managers. We talk about it and get it done on our own time.
I mean, that's interesting because you come from that Dungeon family where Outkast got booed when they would come to the East Coast.
Right.
Now you getting embraced by East Coast artists saying, yo, you influenced me.
It feels great. It feels great.
All right. See, he even talk like a drug dealer. Quick, short answers. You know?
Right.
Any more moments to share with you from the first 5 years of The Breakfast Club? Just make sure you join us tomorrow for some classic interviews or some that you've never heard before.